Well, all right, all right, all right. Happy Thursday to you. There are millions of people around the world celebrating what is commonly known as Holy Week. Today is actually Maundy, Thursday for the Christian community, and there's Passover. There's a lot going on right now, and it's actually can be a very controversial topic. I usually almost never talk about religion. I do talk about spirituality on my podcast, but almost never religion, just because it's a sensitive topic. And yet it would be, how should I say this? It would be a huge miss on my part if I didn't share and open up this dialogue, because I have had hundreds, if not thousands, of conversations over my lifetime, hearing friends who struggled with the religion trauma or wounds in their family of origin because they didn't believe the same way their parents believed. You see things like the Twin Towers being taken out. Really, over the core of it was religion. You see and hear stories of people committing suicide because they left their church, their faith. They were different, seen as outcasts, maybe black sheep of their family as a result of their personal beliefs, their personal choices. And I could go on and on and on. I mean, with holy wars and all of these things. And I'm actually following this topic up after I talked about the mother wound and the father wound. And what I didn't share the other day about what I've seen, experienced personally, as well, I've just heard the hearts of so many friends, so many clients. I've interviewed Franco Romero, who wrote the book, The Closet Spiritualist. Coming out of the spiritual closet myself over the past year and a half was really, really scary for me. And it was a wound. I was afraid to speak my truth, so much so that I manifested an autoimmune disease. I was afraid to be different. I was afraid to be judged. And I had a lot of shame, fear, and guilt around my own beliefs because they were different from my own family of origin. And so I wrestled with that. I had a lot of toxicity. I not only manifested that disease, I carried a lot of shame and guilt in my stomach, that had a lot of digestive issues. So I've seen it all within my clients. And I couldn't be silent anymore about how devastating this wound has been for me. And when I started questioning belief systems, I started questioning my own journey and asked myself, what do I really believe? And started doing more diligent research, not just believing things because other people were telling me to believe them, but actually started to do my own journey of questioning, doubting, and then seeing all of these challenges with people who were committing suicide, mental health, depression, because people were being seen as different because of their religious beliefs or lack thereof. And when I talk about the mother wound, father wound, a lot of times, if you're seen as different from your family of origin or friends, or we've had this patriarchy for a few thousands of years where there was this like dogmatic control, power, greed, I am right, you are wrong, hence the holy wars. A lot of people have died in war over this control, power, and greed and need to be right. So that's another hidden layer behind what I'm talking about. When that kind of stuff is happening, it is a trauma. It is painful. And it can really hold you back. It held me back. It actually shut me off from any divine beliefs for quite some time. And then, like attracts like, I found a lot of people who were my friends had the same struggles, and it was causing their own alcoholism. It was causing their own emotional eating. It was causing their own triggers and trauma responses, and eventually, diagnoses or dis-ease that was really, really, really holding them back. I'm going to go a lot deeper on this later this month with my webinar that I'm going to be talking about with my husband. Hey, awesome. Absolutely, Ellen. Thank you so much, Ellen, for showing up. This is also what I just want to acknowledge. I'm a huge fan of Jesus. I'm a huge fan of Buddha. I'm really loving and accepting after everything I've studied and after everything I've been through. I believe we all are one. And I believe the true teachings of Jesus, Buddha, and a lot of the great teachers is really just love yourself, accept yourself for who you really are, in spite of what other people might say, think, or believe of you, and love one another. You know, I actually used to get depressed around Easter because I found myself in this inner struggle of what do I really believe, right? And so it caused me to shut down. There was this masculine wound that was really, really profound inside of me. And it drove me to be exactly what I didn't want to become. So I had shut myself off from any divine sacred practice. I was really lost, dazed, and confused. And I feel like a lot of people are coming back to going on that inner quest. And we got to be loving and accepting, not judgmental, controlling, and trying to say, I'm right, you're wrong. You can even say I'm wrong, and I'm okay with that. It's just, I think as we celebrate these holidays, just always be mindful that there are other people that these holidays are really, really, really challenging for. And I know for me, it was a huge component of that masculine, feminine wound because there's a lot of imbalance in most religions where it's much more masculine dominant. Like if you do a lot of research, there's a lot of controversial stuff that I'm not going to get into today. This is meant to be more of an inspiring message to just encourage you, no matter what you believe in, no matter what you're celebrating or not celebrating this week, right? The moral of the story is to love and accept yourself for who you are, regardless of what's happening, maybe with your family of origin or your hometown or wherever you are at with friends. And if we can just really love one another for who we are at the core of ourselves, that's the real message, I believe, of spirituality, that we all are one. We don't have to convert anyone. We don't have to have wars saying, I'm right, you're wrong. And once you start to peel back the wounds and the traumas of this and go within and really, really heal, oh my gosh, the true love and compassion that you give yourself from what you deem as maybe being the wrong belief system, or I'm bad because I believe different from my friends or my family, or, you know, maybe you feel like an outcast. You know, at the end of the day, exactly, Alan, I am you, you are me, and we are one. So I just wanted to honor those of you who may be hurting this week. Maybe holidays are tough for you because you feel like the black sheep. Maybe you feel like the outcast. And just really encourage you to go within, find your own truth. And if I can be of any encouragement, please reach out to me. I've been there. I've done that. I've shut myself down from the divine. And truly, I believe we are all spiritual beings having this human experience, and we're not all supposed to believe the same. We are all unique creations. We are all unique lights. And really, if we just let it all go and just loved each other for who we truly are and accepted that, without forcing dogma or rules or judgment or projecting our own wounds upon other people. That's all part of why I'm being so open about this, is we can all be on this journey together. And so if you are struggling with the religion wound or the spirituality wound, because it can be all sorts of different components in there. It's a little esoteric, I recognize. just remember that you are not alone. And again, if I can be of support, please comment below with questions. You can always shoot me an email, lois@loiscoffee.com. I know some of you might be confused by this message, and then there are those of you out there who are hearing me. I know you are out there, because in order to live your best health, your best wealth, it is about going inward and finding that best wisdom that is your wisdom. Truly, the kingdom of heaven lies within each and every one of us, and to trust yourself enough to go inward and find your divine wisdom and your truth. That is really what Jesus was talking about and all of the ascended masters and teachers. And so that's why I bring it on here. The Healthy and Wealthy and Wise podcast has transformed as I have transformed, right? Because really, that's the main core message, is to love yourself so you can love one another. Forgiveness, radical acceptance, speaking your truth, feeling heard and seen for who you truly are, taking off the masks, and just really truly connecting at that heart level. I personally couldn't do that for many, many years because I was so shut down to my truth, we'll call it divinity within. So just really want to encourage you today. That's all I have. I just wanted to be a light with a message. And if you felt you saw or heard any value, or someone struggling with mental health issues, addictive behaviors, all of that kind of stuff. I know a lot of my friends in AA, they called themselves recovering Catholics. So I do know that this religion wound impacts your health, your body, your mental body, your emotional pain body. And then it leads us to go down paths that are out of alignment. And we lean heavily on substances or social media or people pleasing or working too much, drinking too much, all of the too muchnesses. I think if we really came back to center and our truth of that divinity within, and really getting back to what is right for you, and being kind to yourself and gracious through that process, that would be what I think would bring a lot more world peace to our planet. And then as you heal all of those wounds, your health improves, your wealth, abundance, relationships improve, because you are living your truth, not maybe mom and dad's truth for you, or your friend's truth for you, or a past version of yourself that wasn't really you because you were afraid to go within and maybe come out of your own spiritual closet. So I hope you guys are listening, and I appreciate you, Alan, for being here today. And just again, in closing, to live your best health, your best wealth, love yourself, come into your own truth and your own wisdom, and be that light, shine your light to the world, and everything else in life will fall into place. I truly believe that. So until next time, guys, here's your best health, your best wealth. Again, however you celebrate this week, I wish you all of the best. Much love and blessings to you. Until next time, guys, bye-bye for now.